Hi everyone, this is Cindy, Create the Heart, and I'm back with a really fun video. So I'm sharing the greeting farm. I think it's called like Storytime #1, and this is a stamp set that's got Goldilocks and the Three Bears, and then Little Red Riding Hood, and everything that kind of goes with those stories, and it is super, super cute. I really hope that the Greeting Farm decides to come out with more of these because they're amazing. I'm also using some Spellbinders club kits. I'm using the kind of the book themed one. So I've got the classic backdrop 3D embossing folder, which came, I think this is May, I think. But I love all things books, so I did buy the whole kit and caboodle. But I'm also using the accompanying like book dies and things that kind of go with that collection. Here it is right here. And it's super adorable. So it makes these different books. And then you've got the little house accompaniment. But I'm going to be using it along with this Greeting Farm stamp set. So I started off with the 3D embossing folder. And then I cut out all the parts. So this one is just kind of the straight up book dies from Spellbinders. And I just really, really love it. So this is an A2 size card. I'm using my Barely Arts glue. I'm going to go ahead and put that down on my card front. And I used a lot of scrap. So it kind of helped me choose the colors, really. So I've got on foam my 2 book spines, and I really like about this set is it's actually very easy to put together. There's not tons of really kind of fussy parts. I find that they are big enough to handle, so that's kind of nice. And then I've got the book. Now, if you bought the kit and caboodle for that month, the free gift was a small castle. So a lot of people, instead of the house, you know, they designed a card very similar to this one, but they used the castle instead of the house. And then, but I'm just using the house. So I've got the trees, and I'm going to put those ones kind of flat so I can kind of tuck them sort of behind the images. And you kind of just have to give it a little time to set, because it's on that 3D embossing folder, which I am loving 3D embossing folders. Ever since I was able to finally kind of discover the right sandwich for them, I've been really, really loving them. And I have a Spellbinders Platinum 6. I ended up buying their universal platform system, which I recommend if you do have. Actually, I have the 6, and then I have the big one. I'm talking about the big one. Okay, so now I've got the sentiment. I've got that on foam, and that's just going to go right up there. So, kind of a fun card. Now we're going to move on to combining the Greeting Farm stamp set with these dies. So I'm doing a slimline card, and for the slimline card, I think it's like 4 1/4 by 8 1/2. And then I used a cloud stencil and some Distress Oxide, and then I hit it with a little bit of watercolor paint, which a lot of it's going to get covered up. It's just kind of enough color behind my main images. So I've got my bookends. I'm going to place my images between, I think, 2 bookends is I think what my plan is for this particular card. So I've got things on foam. I'm going to go ahead and place my little woodsman. It's so cute. So this one's Little Red Riding Hood themed. And then I've got the book. Yeah, absolutely love this. So I had a lot of fun coloring everything. And using up scrap to die cut everything, so just it's fun. So I've got the open book here, And I've got my little house is going to fit on there, kind of pretend it's a log cabin. And that house is just perfect to fit inside the open book. And then I've got my Little Red Riding Hood. Now I'm going to kind of figure out the end, how everything is going to fit. I know that the book spine is going to go at the very end. But I've got two images that I need to fit in that side over there. I've got my wolf, which is, you know, he's kind of big. Yeah, but I've got my wolf, and then I've got my Little Red Riding Hood. So I want to make sure that I have enough space. So there might be a tiny bit of overlapping. And there's my wolf. And then I've got my Little Red Riding Hood. Just really, really, really fun stamp set. So I'm going to place that down. I think the Greeting Farm might still have this. I think I'm trying to tuck it just under the wolf a little bit. And there's Little Red Riding Hood. And then I have her carrying her basket. And then last but not least, I think I've got the sentiment. And I've got these little purple guys, and I can't remember exactly where they go. They might go on that first card, because that card was modeled after the card that's on the back of the dies. And then there is card number 2. Isn't that fun? Okay, so now we're on to the last card. So with this card, I did use some background paper, that scrapbook paper that I got from, I think this is Lawn and Crafts. I think this might be left over from another project, but it was just kind of the right colors I was looking for. And a lot of it's going to get covered up by my images, which are kind of large images. So I've got my paper down. And so for this one, I do have some books that I'm going to go ahead and stack. So I'm going to start very much at the bottom so that everything is going to fit. So I have my books. I'm going to stack them up. And you can see that I kind of kept the same colors. It just made it easier when I was mass producing. I knew that I was going to be making 3 different cards. So I just kind of use the same colors. And then I've got my 3 bears that are super, super cute. I just used my Copics. And just make sure it fits on the card. And then I do have kind of my trees. I'm going to try to make them fit. So I think what's going to happen is I'm going to lift up my foam a little bit, and I'm going to glue those guys behind my bears. So I'm kind of fitting a lot on this A2 size card. And that way it's just kind of peeking out from underneath behind the bears. And then I've got this other one, which is going to fit on the other side. So that kind of gives the illusion that the bears are in the forest and popping out of the books. Is kind of what I was thinking. And so now I'm going to somehow try to finish by putting my little Goldilocks. And she's just going to fit like kind of right on the front, because she's small in comparison to Papa Bear. So I'm just going to put some glue on there. And she might be sticking out just a tad, because I don't want to cover a baby bear. So once I've got that down, then I have my sentiment, which is Oh My. This is also from that collection. And just trying to kind of make it figure out where you're going to fit. So I think I'm going to tuck that right underneath. And nope, decided not to do that there. It is like not going to fit, so maybe I'm not going to put a sentiment because it's just like not going to fit. So, and I'm going to have like sticking out. I think I figured that it's okay to stick out just a tad because Goldilocks is sticking out. So, there you go. All 3 cards, and then these little purple pieces, I think I'm going to go ahead and kind of tuck them behind my images a little bit. So these are just some last minute little additions. So really fun stamp set. I love the Greeting Farm. I hope that you like these as well. And I'm really sorry if you watched the first version where it didn't have any sound. As you know, if you've been watching my videos, sound has been a problem. I have no idea why. I think it's somehow not compatible with my webcam, maybe. I don't know. It's weird. But anyway, I'm just going to finish off by placing these little purple leaf things around my image, because why not? I have them. And anyway, thank you so much for watching. This is Cindy praying with the heart.